Today we are going to discuss about the uh, what is meaning of convolutional neural networks and what are different applications of the CNN models and what are the different layers in CNN. These are the basic layers in CNN, and here uh, the basic thing is convolutional layer and pooling layer, flattening layer, fully connected layer, and output layer. They are the five layers are there in a CNN. They are very very important to solve any application in with the help of CNN. Okay, now then we are going to see the one case study that is called as a face recognition with the help of CNN model. Okay, now this is today's agenda. First of all, we are going to discuss about the in previous class we discussed about the artificial neural networks. So, sorry. In the previous class, we discussed about the artificial neural networks. In the artificial neural network, it contains two things are there. One is the um, uh, single neural networks, single neural networks, and the second one is a multiple multi-layer. Okay, multi-layer neural networks. Okay, that means here, for example, in the single neural networks or simply it's called simple neural networks, it contains only input layer. Okay, in the input layer, it contains only one single neuron. Okay, here, for example, here the inputs are x1 and x2 and corresponding sigma operation you are going to perform with the help of x1 and w1 plus x2 w2 and some bias functions you are going to add for that input function. Then after that we are going to perform the activation function f. Okay, and then we are going to get the output variable. This is called as your output variable, output, and this x1 and x2 are called as your input variable. Okay, now input. Now simply it contains a one single neuron. Okay, now and the data set also very simple. So simply it is called as a simple neural networks. What about the multiple neural networks? What about the multiple multi-layer perceptron or multi-neural networks? Okay, now here, for example, it contains multiple inputs are there x1, x2, and x3, and so on. Xn inputs are there. Okay, xn inputs are there, and we are going to get predict the output as a it may multi-class classification problem. Like here, the classification problem is 10 digits are there. Okay, this is your input variable, and this is your output variable. Okay, here it contains either it is a 0, 0 or 1, 2 like that 9 multi-class classification problem. In between the input and the output, we are having the multiple neurons are there. We are having the multiple hidden layers are there. Hidden layer 1, hidden layer 1 and hidden layer 2 like that we are having the n number of hidden layers are there. Okay, for example, here having the two hidden layers are there, and each hidden layer contains different types of n number of neurons are there. Okay, now this is a fully connected network. What meaning of fully connected network? Each and every input is going to be connected with the corresponding neuron in the corresponding layer. Simply it is called a fully connected network. So now, okay, now this is a fully connected network, and here like that we are performing the fully connected network. Okay, and then and each neuron perform once again we perform the two operations. One is a summation operation, then after that after the output of the summation operation we are going to apply the activation function f4. Okay, and then once again that output is connected to next layer in the next neurons in the next hidden layer, so that we are getting the best output. Okay, so now this is also fully connected network. Okay, now sigma f operation, sigma and f operation like that. So now we are going to get the output layer. In the output layer we are going to perform the get the correct classification. Okay, now prediction of your output. So simply for doing a small operation also you have to perform the more number of operations you have to perform. For example, here your input is contains 784 features are there, And here, for example, here in the hidden layer 1, it contains 784 neurons are there. Then you have to perform the 784 into 784 neurons. Okay, that gives us some large value. Okay, plus, and each neuron perform the one bias activation function there. So that means in this much of operations you are perform in a single hidden layer. And then, for example, here we are having the 10 neurons are there at the time. This previously hidden layer contains 784 neurons are there, and then in the hidden layer 2 we are having the 10 neurons are there. That means it is a fully connected network. It performs the 784 into 10. That gives you 784 0 plus, and each neuron performs the some bias value. Okay, plus 10. So this much of operations were performed in the hidden layer 2. And then on the output layer, what will happen? 10 neurons are there. Here also 10 neurons are there. Totally 10 into 10 plus 10 neurons we have to perform. Okay, that means totally 110 operations we have to perform in the output layer. That means if for a small application also, that means if the input of the size equal to 28 rows and 28 columns, then at that time we are going to perform these many operations. So that is 7084 into 7084 plus 784 plus, okay, and okay, then 784 into 10 plus 10 and plus, and 10 into 10 plus 10. These many operations are you have performed to predict the corresponding output. Whether it is the given input is a 5 or not 5 or 5 or 6 or like that. Okay, so these many operations performed in artificial neural networks. That is the problem of artificial neural networks. And also, if any loss is there, that means if predict the loss function is there now, loss equal to the actual value minus your predicted value. If any loss is there, then at that time you have to update your weight values. That losses depends on the your previous node output. Okay, that y depends on the f depends on w1, and f depends on the w2. So you have to update your back. You have to go back in a backward propagation and update your weight values. So in order to classify your problem, if any losses are there, then you have to update these many weights. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so and also we are going to lose some spatial relationship between the one element to other element. That is also one of the drawback of the our artificial neural network. In order to overcome that one, we have to minimize the number of operations with the help of our CNN models. We are going to minimize the number of operations. Okay, and also we are going to maintain the relationship between the one pixel value to other pixel value. The spatial correlations also are going to be maintained with the help of artificial neural network. So that is the drawback of ANN. These drawbacks are overcome with the help of our CNN. Is it understand, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we are going to see some of the applications are there here. For example, here the input is we are giving the input as a cat or dog. So applying your CNN models. Okay, here we are having the different types of layers are there. One is convolution layer and pooling layer and flattening layer. With the help of these three layers and fully connected layers, we are going to predict the corresponding output, whether it is a cat or dog. Okay. So now we are going to, with the help of our CNN, we are going to predict the corresponding class label. That is a very simple task. And also we are maintaining the spatial relationship between the one pixel to other pixel value. Okay, now here, see this one example here. In this example, in this image, we are having the different objects are there. For example, car is there, person is there. Okay, some umbrellas, some trucks are there, and there are different objects are there. Now we are going to identify each and every object, and we are going to caption the corresponding object, like it is a car or it is a person or it is a what it may be. Okay, so this is possible with the help of our convolutional neural network model. Okay, now, and then one more thing is here we are going to extract the text from the our input image. For example, here the input contains different text messages are there, like English message or Telugu message, or characters are there, or maybe it may be numerical characters are there. So each and every text message are going to be identified with the help of our CNN models. And also here, see this one, there is a train is moving from one location to other location, but there is some drop in the background, there is a trees are there. Now we are going to generate a one text message, okay, for the given input image. So this is also possible with the help of our CNN models. That is called as a train traveling down a track next to the forest. Like that we are going to generate the images, caption. Now, see this one, we are going to, with the help of our chat GPT or whatever maybe, we are having the LLMs or different latest technologies are there. Automatically, we are giving the prompt engine prompt, okay. Automatically, we are going to generate the new images, okay. These are not really existing images. These are generated by the computer, okay, our models, our computer, okay. Now, so this is possible with the help of our basic thing is here, convolutional neural networks. And so in order to understand these things, first of all, you have to know what is the meaning of image. Image is nothing but simply a matrix. Digital image nothing but a matrix of it contains size, some height is there, width is there, and number of channels are there. Okay, now HWC, what we call HWC. So any image is there. For example, this is one image. Okay, 5 is one image. This 5 can be represented in the form of a some pixel value. Okay, so this is image of the size 28 by 28. That means 28 rows are there, 28 rows are there, and 28 columns are there. Like that, we are going to represent the image. Now, if it is a, what is meaning of HWC? HWC nothing but a, H is nothing but a height, W nothing but a width, and C nothing but a channels, number of channels. So for example, here in the red RGB channel, that is RGB color image, simply is a color image. In this color image, there are three channels are there. What is that? What are three channels now? Red, green, blue. This is the red channel, green channel, and blue channel. So each and every pixel is put in the form of a 0 to 255. Red is contains 0 to 255 value. Green also represented in the form of 0 to 255 value, and blue also contains 0 to 255 values. So by combining all these three values, we are going to get the output as a color image. Now, how many channels are there here? Three channels. This is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. For the red color image, we are having the three channels are there. And for grayscale image or black and white images, we are having only one channel only. There is no multiple channels. Okay, now. Now, for color image, we are having the three channels. Now, this is the real image. Now, for this, we are going to represent the form of a in the form of a digital representation with the help of okay, with the help of some pixel values. So, the size of the image equal to here 1, 0, 1, first column, second column, third column, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Six rows are 6 columns under 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that means the size of the image here is 5 by 6, and the wherever the black is there, we are going to represent the form of a 1, okay, 1, and remaining locations we are putting the values as a 0. 1 nothing but here it is a black and white image. Here 1 is nothing but a black, and 0 nothing but a your white. 0 nothing but a white pixel values. Okay, so wherever the black values are there, we are putting the 1, and remaining things are a zeros. So like that, we are going to generate the our digital images. So this is in the form of a matrix value. So each and every small part is called as a pixel. Each and every small value is called as a pixel. Okay, now this is the, for example, this is the one color image there. Now that the image is put in the form of three channels, like red channel, green channel, and blue channel. By combining these three channels, we are going to get the only one input image, that is a color image. Okay, now this is a color image. It's a combination of red channel, green channel, and blue channel. Okay, now here we are going to see the, for example, this is one image, and it contains this is a grayscale image. Okay, so here wherever the 0 to the pixel values are between the 0 to 255. So 0 nothing but your white values, 0 nothing but a white values, and 255 nothing but a black value. Okay now. So here see this one, this is the wherever the 255 is there, that is a dark black is there, dark black value. Wherever the 0 is nothing but that is a pure white value. And between the 0 to 255 there are different shades of the 0 to black and white. Okay, so like that we are going to represent our images in the form of a grayscale images. Okay now. Now here computer vision is hard. Why it is hard? Because of three things are there. One is occlusion, illumination variability, and force variability. We will see what is meaning of occlusion. So for example, see this one, occlusion nothing but one type of different angles are there. Okay now in this image we are having the two things are there. One is the cat is there. One thing is cat. One is two table stand is there. Okay now, table leg. Okay now in if suppose you are giving this image to our computer, we have to identify whether that is a dog, sorry, cat, or that is a table stand, like that. So at the time it is very difficult to whether it is to classify the two things. That is one type of problem is there. And then there is a illumination variability is there. What is meaning of illumination variability? For example, same person is there, but due to light illumination on the person, okay, we are getting the different two shades of the image or the different faces. Okay, but the same person is there, but we are getting the different illuminations. So even though in the different shades, you have to identify the corresponding person. This is also possible with the help of our CNN models. And also see this diagram in this in this images, there are different poses of the cats are there. Okay, even it is a sleeping mode, or walking mode, or okay, standing mode, or sitting pose, or different positions. We have to identify whether it is a cat or not. Okay now, like that there are different conditions are there. These conditions are you have to follow, and we have to identify whether the given image is a cat or dog. Okay now. So this is all these things are possible. You can overcome with the help of our convolutional neural networks. Okay now. Now here in the input layer, okay, normally we are having the input images there. Whatever may be, it may be a single image or multiple images. Okay, normally in the first input layer, so we are going to get the patterns, small small correlation of the small parts of the our images. You have to identify in the first initial layers. After completion of the first initial layers, so then we are going to get the different faces of the features. Okay now, different faces of the face. Then we are going to combine the faces of the features into a single image. Then that become a face, and then we are going to predict the corresponding person. So there are different levels are there. The first of all, you have to identify small features of the person. Then we are going to combine into different parts of the person, and then finally we are going to predict the corresponding person. So they are the different levels are there. So now we will see each and everything how it performs. Okay now.